Hey everybody, Paint Marine here, and today I'm going to talk about the Armies on Parade 2020. So we have the community article here where they have announced the Armies Online Parade 2020. So we'll quickly go over it. It's a really short article. There's not a lot of details in here, and I do have a few issues, and it's mainly based on the fact that there is no details. But yeah, so participating in armies is an annual tradition for many hobbyists. Typically, you build a display board and an army that fits onto it and bring it to your local Warhammer store to be judged. Winners gain fame and glory. It's a fantastic way to show your skills and progression year after year. We know many use the deadline as motivation to finish a particular project. This year, however, is a little different. We want you to be safe, but we also want you to be involved, engaged, inspired. To that end, the discussion has been made to take the beloved annual painting competition online this year. So here's an example of one from a previous year. Here's a couple more. That's right. It's time to get to work as usual. You got until the 29th of November to paint up a display board of an army project to enter Armies on Parade online. The entry period will begin on the 2nd of November and last through the 29th. Get ready to take some pics. Our judges will have a lot to look over, so pull out all the stops. Make sure you're putting the absolute best work forward. Take a look at some of the absolute stunners from previous years to get your creative juices flowing. Final submissions, 29 November 2020. Winners will be announced in December during a live ceremony celebration on Twitch. We got Twitch. We'll choose winners in several major categories, including the settings of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, and overall winner of 2020, or for 2020. There will also be winners in a variety of minor categories, and each and every one of them will be featured on the live show. Keep an eye out for more information as we have it. In the meantime, stock up on everything you need for your project. Head to your nearest Warhammer shop or order some goodies online, and then crack out your brushes and get to work. Feeling brave? Show us what you're planning on Twitter. Competition will be fierce, but we know you're up for it. What? They must have had a typo here or something. I'm not concerned. It says live ceremony celebration, and it says down here ceremony celebration. You get the idea. It'll be a spectacle hobby delight for sure. So there must have been a typo or something. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Yeah. So yay and kind of not yay. I got some questions, issues going on here. So, I guess yay in the aspect of I'll probably try to submit something. But so I guess kind of what I don't like or what I don't understand is this is going to be huge, like a huge globally thing. I really think this has a potential of knocking out a lot of people that are already somewhat intimidated by Armies on Parade. More so because of the fact that it's going to be globally, and I know I've won some in the past, and I feel like I do some decent work on my displays and things, but on a global scale, on a global level, there's just some stuff, like the time and money and effort people have been able to put into stuff, I just don't even have the biggest thing for me is I don't have the time, and I don't want to say money because I don't have. So if I had, a ton of money, I could really pour into it. But that's not even necessarily a factor as much as the time is. Because yes, obviously with money you can buy more supplies, you can do some things. But really, for me, I feel like time is the greater commodity over money. Because you can do some great things with time and skill. Skill's always where people have different skill levels. But if you have more time to critique and work on things and get things finished, is so key. It's something that I've noticed in my past of doing Armies on Parade. Really, the sooner you can start, the better. And it's hard because, at least for me, recently, trying to come up with a plan sooner. One, because I don't know if I'm even able to participate, so I don't want to do a bunch of work when I've got plenty of other things that I need to work on and get done, for it to all be for naught. So there's that kind of aspect, at least for myself. But yeah, so on the global level, I don't know. I feel like Me personally, I kind of feel like there should be kind of like stages. They kind of did this with the inner circle thing, and I'm kind of surprised they're not trying to do something similar. But when they had the inner circle challenge, I feel like there should be pretty much the same thing going on here. You can submit your photos to your local Warhammer stores, and then there's like a voting or something that could potentially happen there in some way. And then the winners from those then go up to the global stage. I don't know, because then you're still, because before the past, like everybody in their local stores and stuff, and this could still open it up because there's still people that can't always make it because their local store could be hours away. I know for a while, my local or closest Games Workshop was a 3-hour drive, and I still participated, but I know that's not an option for everybody to drive 3 hours just to participate in Armies on Parade. So, yeah, so anyway, there's that aspect to it. But you could, I don't know, you could have more people participate in the local stores things because they don't have to drive 3 hours there, so it gives them that opportunity. So I think, for me personally, I wish that's the way it was going. I don't see it. There's nothing here that says any of that. So I find that kind of unfortunate in that aspect. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and then they don't really describe like how many categories, and variety of minor categories, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of really up there. So I would definitely like to participate, but I'm not really sure if I will be able to or not this year, unfortunately. Again, because of time. But then the other aspect is, I mean, there's time and money and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's still some stuff that has to come out this year that I think would be cool to have. You know, there's like that, I can't remember what that bunker thing is called. There's the bunker, the fire, that new turret thing with the Tech Marine. We've got the bike chaplain, the new apothecary model, the gladiator tanks. All of those would be cool to have, and not necessarily saying that they would be on the board, but it would be nice to have those options. Like, I've got plenty of other things I need to get caught up on. I still got my Victor war suits, my impulsors, all the Indominus stuff that just came out. I've still got eliminators. I'm working on suppressors. You know, I've got plenty of stuff to work on. I've got my Thunderhawk all built and just sitting there, like, just waiting for some paint. So I've got plenty of myself to work on, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, like, like I said, it just kind of goes to, I can't, like, you know, and then, I don't know, trying to come up with a plan of what my board would be is kind of hard too, because so one of my old boards I actually kind of cut in half, kind of, and then cut it down some more so it fits in my little rolling tray that I have. It just sits up there at the top. So I can have kind of a mobile display thing when I'm at events and stuff, which I thought was really, I like it. I think it works out pretty well. It looks cool. So anyway, so there's that. So I'd have to get I'd have to start from scratch regardless, which is fine. But even then, like, if I just put everything that I've got done and painted on the board, it might look cool, and I still will probably do something like that at the very least. But I would just have to get, at the very least, I need to make a basic board, because I have nothing right now. I have either, I've pretty much, cannibalized all my previous boards, or sold off boards I made. Like, the very first one I made was like this huge mountain kind of set piece that I ended up selling to somebody years ago. What was that, 2015, I think, is when I sold it. So it's been about 5 years since I sold that one, which doesn't seem like that long ago, but it also seems forever ago. So anyway, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to try to tackle this. I definitely want to tackle it in some way, and at the very least put something out there, get my Star Commanders on there, because I mean, really that's the only army I have right now that's like anywhere near anything. And honestly, it's going to be my only army going forward for a while. There's, like, I would love to get, like, I made a Sisters of Battle squad. I got them painted up. I'd gotten 2 boxes of the Sisters of Battle box set. But unfortunately, it's unfortunately an Army that I've always wanted to get back to, because I had a bunch of the models that I just kind of sat on and waited because the plastic stitchers was a rumor for forever. And so then I ended up selling them off because there's like they're supposed to come out, and then now they've come out, but it's just like I don't have the time to even keep up with my Space Marine stuff. So, and then now there's all this new stuff coming out, and we still haven't seen the last kind of vehicle thing. So, and then we all know that in about a year and a half, it'll probably be more Space Marine stuff coming out. And then the second codex, because Space Marines seem to always get 2 codexes in addition now. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to be constantly falling behind on my Space Marine stuff to even think about trying to to even try and get everything going. I don't know, man. This is just I don't know. So I got a lot to think about on that aspect of things. But then the other thing, though, like I said, is just it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good that they're doing this online competition thing. That's going to be out there. But I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely going to. Regardless, it's going to wash out a lot of people that don't feel as confident. And what I mean is, like, the greatest thing about Armies on Parade, and it is what it is because of the things going on right now in the world, but it's more of an exhibition to get people in the Warhammer stores than it is like a true competition. Because, and I've talked about this before in the past with previous videos I've done about kind of like my retrospective on that year's Armies on Parade, is depending upon how the store manager decides to try to conduct the voting and everything, you can have a lot of issues with it swaying one way or the other when it comes to like friends and family coming in and just voting for a particular person. So you can get that kind of real unfair kind of voting to where like somebody that probably should have won didn't win because a lot of people just came in and were voting for their friends or their family members. And there's been different ways that people have tried to mitigate that as much as possible, but in the end, it always happens to some degree. But yeah, so then the other thing is, like, it is a spectacle, so it gets people to come in the door, so it gets them to look. It's basically essentially like free advertising, like, look what you can do with these models. Like, you can do some amazing things. And then also it gets people in there and talking with other hobbyists and be like, oh, how did you achieve this, or how did you do that? It's like, wow, man, great work, that's really awesome. So you get that kind of that community interaction there as well, so that's really cool. Even to the point where you have like the newer and less experienced people. You have the young people that come in that like have their own category, but on top of it, you know, they get encouragement from the the older people, the adults and things, encouraging them to continue their hobby and that their stuff is good, and that, you know, practice makes perfect essentially and all that. So you're not really going to get that there in this year, and I feel like I'm sure they're still going to have like a juniors or whatever they call, like a young blood, I think is what it's called, or I don't remember, but it was like a junior division or junior category, I'm sure. But I still feel like you know, a lot of kind of, I don't know, I could even consider myself kind of novice level. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit above, I would say I'm a little bit above average when it comes to like my painting and my projects and stuff, but I'm definitely not top tier. But I'm also a newbie. But I feel like you may lose out on some people that were interested in entering at least at their local level because they know they have friends and people. And I'm not to say that they won't still submit, but I just feel like it's definitely a bigger hill to climb, a mountain, if you will, to know that you're going to be going up against literally world-class painters, hobbyists. And unless they're somehow going to find those in some way and separate them, I don't know how they're going to do that. But that leads to the situation too, is they're like, okay, you know, submit under these certain categories, like master class or whatever you want to say. but then you're trying to base the submissions on the person's honest assessment of their skill. And what I mean by that is, I don't think I'm sure there's a few people that maybe put themselves on a higher tier than they maybe should be. They may be not as self-aware and think that they're a very high-class painter. And I don't know, maybe I'm over humble with my stuff. I don't feel like, I totally don't feel like I'm a super high class painter or hobbyist in those regards. Again, I feel like I'm above average, but I don't think I'm super up there. Maybe I'm super modest and I don't realize it. And that's an honest assessment of my skill. There's always room for improvement. Even the top tier people will say that, but I would hope that they can recognize their skill as I feel like I can recognize my own skill. And so, I would not enter myself in the high class thing, and if I truly am in that high class thing, and so many people are telling me, yeah, you're actually at that level, I would, hopefully people wouldn't just assume that I tried to lowball, and that's what I'm basically getting at is, my worry of, and I feel like I saw this at the Nova Open Capital Palette, last year, not so much the year before, but last year it seemed really bad. And they mentioned in the rules, enter the category that you feel is your level of painting skill. And if the judges feel that you're actually a higher or lower or whatever, they'll adjust you accordingly. And maybe it's just the consistency from year to year is more the issue, I guess, and why it was perceived more as a potential issue or problem, meaning there may have been a lot more entrants or more people were just kind of more humble in their ability, and so what that ended up doing is it saturated, I think it was the journeyman level, I think was the middle rung. So the year before I entered the journeyman level because I was like, I'm definitely not like the top tier. I can't remember the names of them all. Okay, well, sorry, like I said, if you've seen any of my videos before, they can be pretty constantly interrupted by work or my young kids, and it's always one of the two. My work is, very, I don't want to say, it's demanding. It takes up a lot of time, so, so, I don't even remember where I was at, because that kind of was took a second there, so, but anyway, basically, I was talking about the Capital Palette stuff and people judging their skill, and going from there, so basically, it's just trusting people to judge everything. So I think what happened potentially at this last Capital Palette is, so the year before, I didn't win, but I was, what do they call it? Well, I turned right around, I had my little thing. I was a finalist. I was a Nova Open finalist. So I made it into the final thing of judging, but I didn't actually win. So that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, wow. So I felt like I really am in the journeyman level then. And, so I was like, so I'll just continue entering in the journeyman level. Because if I'm at a finalist, then I would hope consistently either ranked up there and potentially be another finalist or even actually place. But then the next year, I didn't place or I wasn't a finalist or anything. And that could just be because there was a lot more entries, so there's just a lot more competition. And so I just fell to the wayside because there was so much more competition. But the competition I saw of the entrants entered in the journeyman, to me, I thought a lot of them should have been in a master class. And they say, if you win, if you place or whatever, then that means you're ready for the next level. So everyone that won, and if you win first prize and stuff, they don't let you enter back into the journeyman you are. They keep a record of that or whatever, and so you're put into the next level up. But there were so many other people that I still feel should have been in that master class that didn't place because there's only so many places, but they're not going to necessarily move up on their own. So it was kind of like, and then some of the stuff I saw, like I can't remember the rookie or the basic level or the novice, I can't remember what it's called, but like the lower level one, I felt could have been in the journeyman. And again, it just seemed like a lot, either people were lowballing a lot more, or they were just more humble, or they were less confident about their skill. And so they were like, well, if the judges think it's good, they said they'll move it up. So I'll just put it in this lower tier one, and then if I'm good enough, they'll move me on up. And so I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it was just a lot of people were purposely lowballing, a lot of people were just super being humble, or were not as confident in their skills, or, or the judges, like I said, didn't move people up like they probably should have. All of this coming together, I think it basically comes down to a combination of all those things. I think it was a combination of all that kind of stuff that led to that. But anyway, that's kind of my worry with this. Anyway, like I don't feel like there's going to be categories. If there are categories, my worry then again, like I said, is there's going to be a lot of people kind of lowballing it, if you will, in the hopes that they'll just get moved up by the judges. But I feel like with this being open worldwide like this, the amount of entrants that are going to get put in, if you lowball your stuff, there's no way they're going to move you up, because they're going to be so oversaturated. It's going to be hard to judge this huge, wide variety of skill sets to accurately like move people up, really. And that's where I kind of feel like it should be at a local level store first, and then move those winners. You could even go your top three. You could say places 1, 2, and 3 move to the world judging. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how better to do it. It's just, that's kind of my concern with it this way. And then you also, I feel like less people will be recognized if they're only going to be recognized on this online judging and not at the local level. At least with the local store level, it was more widespread, and you get a lot more people getting recognized for their work. And again, you have those other aspects that we can't really control or deal with now because of the world situation. But just as far as a recognition standpoint, I don't feel like it's going to be as widespread. So, all right, well, let me know what you think. How do you feel about this competition? Are you going to be competing? Are you not going to be competing? Why or why not? I'd love to see what everyone's thoughts are on that. And like I said, I'm gonna try to compete. Hopefully, work schedule, like as you heard, like I get called, I'm on call right now. It's a long weekend here in the States, meaning we have Monday as a holiday, but I'm on call this weekend. So even my time off is not time off sometimes, a lot of times. It's going to be dependent on all that, and then if I can come up with some kind of a plan, at the very, very least, I'm going to just make a basic board and throw all of my painted star commanders on it and just go from there. It's really going to push me, though, to start to throw some paint on that Thunderhawk, because I would love to have that Thunderhawk on there. I've got my Strayus tank, and I have the Thunderhawk, and just try to get as much as I can and have some really cool centerpieces on there. But as far as the theme and the scene of the board, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that. Just from time and money aspects and things going on, there's a lot of stuff that I need to be saving and spending money on rather than models and building a display board right now. So that's just kind of what that is for right now. But anyway, so yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll go from there, and look forward to seeing what I put out for my Armies on Parade. Hopefully I'm able to do something cool, but at the very least it'll just be all of my painted star commanders on a board. So alright, well, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe. I'm right now, as I'm making this video, I'm at 499, so I'm almost at 500. Woo! I know it's a small number, it's a small channel, but it's slowly growing, and I know my consistency schedule on the videos kind of hurts getting those subs because I can't be super consistent, but unfortunately my daytime job and family life really makes that a hard thing to control. But when I can, I try to throw up as many videos as I can when I get the time. So, and if you haven't already, please check out the Facebook page. I am able to update that pretty regularly with different projects and things I have going on. And then I like to share things from around the community as well when I can. And then also, I have my Instagram handle down in the description below as well. And check me out there where I also share different projects and things I got going on there. So, well, all that being said, thank you for watching, and until next time.